You do not want to miss this video if you're planning to buy any of these concealers. Hi, I'm Priyanka Sharma and I'm a makeup artist. Let's get straight to what I will share in this video. I will swatch my top 5 concealers and we will discuss their price, shade range, blending tips, coverage and finish. So let's get started now. The first concealer I'm using is from Bobbi Brown. It retails for 3890 and the mini one is for 1800 on Nykaa and Sephora. I'm using the shade Honey, which is a medium shade with warm undertone. The shade works well for me if I want to go for a medium coverage, but I feel that I would need a little bit of orange corrector in case I'm going for a full coverage look. The shade range is decent, but I do wish there were more shades options available for deeper skin tones. Although the existing shades are true to their undertone, so it would be easier to find something that would match your skin tone. Now let's talk about finish and coverage. When it comes to finish, it has got not that dewy, not that matte kind of a look. It's in between, so it would look very natural and undetectable on your skin. Also, this concealer comes with a unique doe foot applicator which holds a lot of product. Now when it comes to application, I personally like to apply and blend this concealer using a brush, but you can also use your beauty blender or finger. Now if you have dry under eyes like me, then you will love this formula because it's quite hydrating for a concealer. I have personally wore this concealer for 9 to 10 hours and I have not noticed that much of creasing. So if you're looking for something that has got high coverage and it will last you for a long time, then this would be your best choice. This is how my face looks with and without this concealer. From high-end, let's jump to the drugstore classic, and you have seen me using this concealer in almost all my videos. It's from Maybelline New York in the shade Honey. The concealer is priced at $5.99, but it's always on discount, so you might get it on a lesser price. The shade range in India has 9 shades and my shade is Honey, which is a medium tan with warm undertone, and it matches my skin tone, and I sometimes use this concealer to conceal my dark circles as well. If I want a full coverage look, then I might use a orange corrector below this concealer. The shade range could have been better and I hope there were more options available for deeper skin tone. One great thing about this concealer is it's oil free and it's non-comedogenic, and it's good for people who have acne prone skin. The Fit Me concealer has got natural finish and it's a medium coverage concealer. The concealer can be easily blended with a brush, finger or a beauty blender. I personally like to blend this with a brush so that I can get maximum coverage. Now this concealer is for all skin types, so I have experimented and wore this concealer on my oily and dry skin areas. On my oily T-zone, this concealer stayed for 5 to 6 hours, whereas on my dry skin area, it didn't cling to the texture, but I did make sure to set it with powder. The wear time of this concealer is 7 to 8 hours on me, and then it just starts fading. This is how my face looks with and without this concealer. Before we proceed, I see a lot of you are watching and enjoying my videos but haven't subscribed to my channel. So please take a moment to like, share and subscribe so that I can reach more and more people. The third concealer is from Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This one retails for 2,700 rupees on Nykaa and Sephora, and you get a huge bottle. It's a 15 ml of product, which is more than the normal concealers you get. The shade range of this concealer is excellent. It comes with 33 different shades, so it would be quite easy for you to pick your shade. Again, this concealer is oil-free and non-comedogenic, and it's a perfect choice for oily, acne-prone skin people. True to its name, the concealer offers super coverage. It's a full coverage concealer, and I'm sure you wouldn't need another layer of it if you are trying to conceal, cover or hide your acne marks. In spite of being full coverage, the concealer has got natural finish. Also, it isn't completely matte. It has got a little bit of radiance to it, which makes it a hydrating one. Now, when it comes to application, a little goes a long way. You just need a tiny amount of this concealer to cover everything. Also, this concealer comes with a big diamond foot applicator, which picks a lot of product, so you'll have to remove the excess whenever you are using it. Now, when it comes to blending this concealer, I like to blend it with a brush or a beauty blender because it's a full coverage concealer and I would like to use it to its maximum potential, so brushes and blender would work the best. Now, on my oily acne prone skin, I have wore this concealer for 10 hours and it was intact without any creasing, but I did make sure to set it slightly with a powder. Also, my under eyes are dry, so the hydrating aspect of this concealer is a plus point. Overall, it's a great concealer for special occasion, photography, and any day if you are trying to look extra flawless. The concealer truly makes it to look like you were born this way with a perfect skin. This is how my face looks with and without this concealer. Moving on to the budget-friendly concealer, the fourth option I have is from Swiss Beauty. It's their liquid concealer. Now, I have two shades, 01 and 03, and both of them doesn't matches to my skin tone. So, I mix both the shades to make it work. 01 is quite dark for me and 03 is lighter for me. Sometimes I mix both the shades to match it to my skin tone, or else I will use this one to conceal my dark circles and pigmentation and this lighter shade to highlight my face. The concealer is priced at $229 and you get 6 grams of product. As to the shade range, there are 13 different shades which caters more to fair to medium skin tone people, and there are no options for deeper skin tones. Also, I feel they would have named their concealer in simpler words rather than using the word moyen, which is quite confusing. The brand markets this as high coverage concealer, but I feel this is a medium coverage concealer. Definitely you can build this up by adding another layer of it. So the concealer is not as high coverage as Too Faced one, but it gets the job done. The formula is lightweight and it has got vitamin E in it for hydration, so it works well for dry under eyes. Overall, this concealer has got very natural finish and it doesn't feel like you are wearing very heavy concealer on the face. The concealer is easily blendable with a brush and a beauty blender, and it also doesn't settle quickly into your fine lines, so you have time to work with it. I have tried using it with a brush and sponge. With a sponge, it gives me a natural finish, and with a brush, it gives me a little bit more coverage. The wear time of this concealer is 6 to 7 hours, post which I have started noticing that it starts fading from my skin. Overall, it's a good concealer if you are looking for a budget-friendly option, and it works for all skin types. This is how my face looks with and without this concealer. Last but not the least, let's talk about Makeup Revolution Super Concealer Radiant Matte. Now this concealer is priced at 350 rupees and you get 3 ml of product. There are 7 shades available on Nykaa and they have described each shade precisely. Here's the screenshot of that description. However, somehow I missed on checking this description while I was buying this concealer, and I ended up buying the shade C11.2, which is described as a medium or tan shade with olive undertone. But I can make this concealer work, especially during summers when my skin is tan a little bit. If I would have picked something in yellow undertone, then I'm sure that shade would have perfectly matched my skin tone. The finish of this concealer is matte with a hint of radiance, so I would like to call this as a semi-matte or soft matte finish. The coverage is medium to buildable coverage. One layer of this concealer has covered my dark circles, but I have noticed that this concealer does settle quickly into your fine line, so you will have to set this with a powder immediately after you are done with your application. The concealer comes with a small doe foot applicator which is easy to use, and you can blend this concealer with a brush or a beauty blender. During my wear test, I have wore this concealer for 8 hours and it was pretty intact by that time, but you will have to set this concealer with a powder. It's a must, otherwise it will start settling into your fine lines. This is how my face looks with and without this concealer. Please note I have set this concealer with little bit of powder. That's it for today. I hope this in-depth video would help you pick your next concealer. Let me know in the comment section below which concealer are you loving at the moment, or if you have used any of these 5 concealer which I have shown in this video. I have made a similar video covering my top 5 foundation which I will link here. See you then.